From the very moment Aramide entered this world, it was clear she was operating on a different frequency. A frequency set permanently to snooze. Other babies would announce their arrival with a healthy, lung-busting scream. Not Aramide. She took one look at the bright, noisy world, let out a yawn so profound it seemed to question the very point of being awake, gave a sleepy, milk-drunk smile, and promptly drifted off. It was as if she had already seen enough and was ready for a long nap. The midwife, a woman who had seen thousands of births, chuckled and told Mama Aramide, "Ah, madam, this one you have birthed is not a baby. She is a professional sleeper. She won't give you stress at all. Unless you're trying to wake her up, then may God be with you." And oh, how right that prophetess in scrubs was. As a child, Aramide's love for sleeping was legendary. It wasn't just a hobby. It was her calling, her one true passion, more important than food, more thrilling than play. When other children in the compound were joyfully shouting, playing 10-10 and Sue, their laughter echoing through the dusty streets, Aramide would be in a world of her own. She could find a sleeping spot anywhere, curled up like a cat behind a sack of Gary, under the shade of a mango tree with a single leaf for an eye mask, or even dozing off mid-chew with a piece of puff-puff still in her mouth. She'd find a corner, pull a wrapper over her head, and within seconds, she'd be snoring like a baby hippopotamus after a full meal. Sometimes neighbors thought she was sick. One concerned auntie even came to knock one day. "Mama Aramide, your daughter has not moved from that bench since morning. Oh, is she okay?" Mama Aramide would force a smile. "Ah, auntie, she's okay. She's just meditating." Yes, deep meditation. "Resting quoi? Okay, oh, if you say so," the auntie would reply, eyeing the gently snoring child with suspicion. Mama Aramide was always embarrassed. "This girl will never stop dragging my name in the mud of sleep," she'd mutter. Unfortunately, not even a stern warning or the threat of a cane could chase sleep away from Aramide. Her mother tried everything. She poured a bucket of icy cold water on Aramide in the mornings, but Aramide would just shiver, turn over, and continue sleeping on the wet mattress, dreaming she was at Bar Beach. She put a pinch of hot pepper under her nose. Did this work? If I hear, Aramide would sneeze violently 3 times, say "bless you" to herself, and go right back to sleep. Not even buying the loudest, most obnoxious alarm clocks, the kind that sounded like a rooster fighting a fire engine, could help. Aramide's spirit of sleep was stronger than all her mother's efforts. It was even worse in school. Aramide would sleep in class with her mouth wide open and her pencil still clutched in her hand, as if she were taking notes in her dreams. Her classmates would use her face as a canvas, drawing mustaches and glasses on her with a red pen. Yet Aramide wouldn't move an inch. Her teacher, Mrs. Okoro, got tired. One day, she shouted, "Aramide, wake up. What kind of stubborn spirit is holding your eyes?" Aramide jumped up, confused but composed. "Sorry, Ma," she said, blinking slowly. I was praying in my heart." "Praying quoi?" The teacher frowned, hands on her hips. "Yes, Ma," Aramide said with the utmost sincerity. "I always pray with my eyes closed. But you were snoring while praying." Aramide smiled brightly. "Yes, Ma. That is when I know the prayer has gone deep and reached the heavens." The whole class burst into thunderous laughter. Mama Aramide was called to school more times than she could count. One day, she sat Aramide down. "My daughter, tell me the truth. Is it that you are tied in the coven of sleep? Do you often see yourself floating in your dreams? Aramide frowned. Mummy, you worry too much. This sleep is natural talent, oh. Some people sing, some dance. As for me, I sleep. It is my gift. Her mother exclaimed in shock. Yuo, my own child is gifted in sleeping. No matter how much her mother talked, Aramide didn't care. In fact, every warning was like a comedy show to her. She even gave herself the nickname Sleep Ambassador. One Saturday afternoon, Mama Aramide was cooking a fragrant pot of egusi soup when she heard peals of laughter from the backyard. It was Aramide, now a young woman, talking to her friend, Funk. I will enjoy marriage, oh, Aramide said confidently. Are you sure? Marriage is not beans, oh, Funk replied. A beg. Marriage is not a military camp. I will sleep when I want to. My husband will understand. From the kitchen, her mother shouted, Which husband will understand? Mommy, leave it now. Marriage is love, not labor. I won't marry a man that will be shouting, wake up, every morning. Her mother had to come out to meet them. Aramide, so you think marriage is sleep and meat pie? Let me tell you, marriage will humble you, Then I'll marry a humble man now. Aramide laughed. Gotta beg, oh. Her mother looked up to the heavens. This girl thinks marriage is a playground. Despite all this, men still admired Aramide. She was beautiful and had a lovable, calm personality, and that was how she captured the heart of Babatunde. It all started on a Sunday morning. Aramide had managed to follow her mother to church, but after the praise and worship, she was already dozing. While others were shouting a thunderous amen, Aramide was mumbling a sleepy zmezman. Right in the middle of the pastor's message, her head dropped forward with a loud GBM, and her forehead hit the pew in front of her. Everyone turned, while her mother covered her face in shame. God, why me? Just as Aramide was rubbing her forehead and trying to sit up straight, a gentle voice whispered, Are you okay? She looked up and there he was, Babatunde, a fine, tall man with glasses that made him look like a rich professor. I am fine, she said, pretending to be alert. I noticed you've been meditating deeply, Babatunde smiled. Oh yes, I was, praying, she stammered. You pray very silently. Aramide just smiled, trying to act classy. After church, Babatunde waited outside and greeted her again. I am Babatunde. I just joined the church. I am Aramide. I have been here for long, he smiled. I like peaceful people. You look peaceful. My life is peace itself, Aramide smiled proudly. They exchanged numbers, and from that day, Babatunde began to call. They would talk for hours. Surprisingly, Aramide had energy on the phone. Oh, she would gist and laugh without blinking. But when he asked to meet her for lunch at 12 p.m. one Saturday, Aramide came at 2 p.m. She quickly apologized. I'm so sorry. I overslept. There's no problem, Babatunde smiled. He liked her too much to complain. Love was truly blind, and a little deaf too. But one day, Aramide warned him. I like to sleep a lot, oh. I hope you won't come and be disturbing my destiny. Babatunde just laughed. No problem, I'll be patient. And truly he was patient. He accepted her weaknesses without complaints. Even Aramide's mother was surprised. Babatunde must be sent from heaven, oh. When Babatunde proposed, Aramide accepted without a second thought, and they had a beautiful wedding ceremony. But before they left, Aramide's mother took Babatunde aside and whispered, "My son, may God be with you in this journey. I hope your house has enough noise, because if you let this girl sleep in a calm environment, she may forget to wake up." Babatunde just laughed. He had no idea what he was signing up for. First, Aramide tried. For real, she wanted to be a good wife. She woke up early, cleaned the house, prepared meals, and even prayed with Babatunde in the morning. Babatunde was impressed. "Wow, this marriage thing is working," he said. But after 2 weeks, Aramide started showing her usual signs. First, she overslept and forgot the soup on the fire. Babatunde came home to meet a burnt pot and smoke in the kitchen. But Aramide's mouth was very sharp. She quickly blamed it on the onions. "The onions were making me cry, so I went to lie down small." The next week, she forgot to pick up Babatunde's clothes from the dry cleaner because she slept off while watching TV. Then one day, Babatunde came home early and found Aramide sleeping on the floor with a mop in one hand and the bucket beside her. He shouted, "Aramide, what happened?" Aramide jolted up. "You are back?" "Oh, I was just mopping when I felt a breeze, and I just said let me sleep a little." "In the middle of cleaning, Aramide?" Babatunde scratched his head. He had to be patient. Love is endurance, after all, right? But things got worse, and when Aramide got pregnant, it became a disaster. From the day she found out she was pregnant, pregnancy became her golden ticket to sleep all day. When Babatunde tried to talk, she would say, "You don't understand, you are not the one who is pregnant. Do you know I am carrying a full human being?" She would sleep after breakfast, she would sleep before lunch and sleep during dinner. She even slept in the bedroom while brushing her teeth. Once, Babatunde found her with toothpaste foam on her chin, sleeping and holding the toothbrush like a microphone. He quickly took pictures for evidence. "Aramide, this is not normal now." But Aramide defended, "Babatunde, you don't understand, pregnancy comes with sleep. My baby needs rest. But you are the one sleeping and not the baby." "Yes now, because we are one." Babatunde just shook his head and walked out. When she finally gave birth to a healthy baby boy, Babatunde almost cried. Not because of the baby, but because he hoped things would change. But alas, motherhood didn't cure Aramide's gift. She slept even deeper after delivery. Even her own mother was shocked during the omugwo. One night, Mama Aramide was carrying the baby and struggling to stay awake. She entered Aramide's room and shouted, "Aramide, come and breastfeed this boy." Aramide opened one eye and said, "Mommy, just dance with the baby a bit. He will sleep back." "Which kind of mother are you, Aramide? Do you want your baby to survive on air?" Throughout the period of the omugwo, Aramide barely touched the baby, except to breastfeed him. She made sure to make good use of the resting period, even though her mother wouldn't stop complaining. By the time the omugwo period was up and her mother left, Aramide sighed in relief. "Finally, I can rest from all her shouting." Babatunde was shocked. "Rest? Aramide, are you dreaming? Don't you know the baby is your responsibility now?" Aramide shrugged. "I know now, but I'll manage. It's not that hard." Well, she said that on a Monday, but by Wednesday, she had forgotten the baby's bath water on the fire and slept off. Reality came with full force. Now that Aramide was alone with her baby, she tried chewing gum to stay awake, but after a while, she would chew and still sleep. One night, she put her feet inside cold water, but slept off and kicked off the bucket. What of loud music? She slept through the bass like a rock. She continued to patch her way through motherhood until one day when her fellow sleeping ministers pushed her off the cliff. Babatunde came home that evening to find her asleep on the sofa with her phone ringing under her cheek. He tapped her. Aramide, how long have you been sleeping? Aramide opened one eye, rubbed it and said, I don't know. When you left this morning, I just said let me rest small. You have been sleeping since this morning. Aramide? What of the baby? Oh, he was beside me. He crawled away small, but he will come back. Babatunde looked around. Crawled away? Where is he now? Aramide sat up, looked left, looked right and froze. Jesus! My baby! They both rushed around the house calling, Junior! Juju! Come here! Bobo! Papa! But Junior was nowhere in sight. Babatunde started panicking. He ran to the kitchen and that was when he screamed, Aramide! Come here! Aramide came running, and when she entered the kitchen, her mouth opened wide. The baby had decorated the entire kitchen. There was rice on the floor, beans were scattered like petals on the floor, Gary was floating in water on the tiles, and in the middle of it all was baby Junior, sitting proudly inside a bag of flour like it was his swimming pool. His whole body was white, his nose, his hair, even his eyebrows. It was as if he had joined a masquerade camp. Then, Babatunde noticed him crawling towards a small red container. Ah, pepper! Babatunde dived like a goalkeeper and snatched it just before Junior dipped his hand inside. He picked the baby up and rushed to the bathroom. Then he turned to Aramide. You were sleeping through all this? Aramide covered her mouth. I didn't see anything. I didn't hear anything. I think I must have slept too deep. Babatunde couldn't talk again. He bathed the baby, dressed him quickly, and stormed out with Junior in hand. Where are you going? Aramide asked. To the hospital. What if he swallowed something dangerous? But please now, let me follow you. No. Stay right here and continue sleeping. With that, he slammed the door and left. At the hospital, Babatunde was pacing back and forth like a madman. The nurse came out and said, Sir, your baby is fine. He just had a little flower in his ear. Babatunde almost cried in relief. Thank you, Jesus. Meanwhile, back at home, Aramide was sweating under the air conditioner. She was fully alert now. I've messed up. I have really messed up. She tried calling Babatunde, but his number was switched off, and when he returned later that night, he didn't even greet her. He walked past her and dropped the baby on the bed. Then he stood with his arms folded. Aramide ran to him. Babatunde, I am very sorry, please. Sorry? Sorry? You were sleeping while my son was in danger? Would you be saying the same sorry if something had happened to him? I know, I was just tired. I tried to stay awake. I even chewed gum. Babatunde pointed at her angrily. Aramide, I have tried. I have closed one eye, even closed the two eyes for you. But today my eyes opened. Babatunde, please now. I am really sorry, Aramide. Aramide, I can't trust you anymore. You don't have any sense of responsibility. This house is not a playground. Tears rolled down Aramide's cheeks. I will do better. I will change, I promise. I have heard that before. Now, tomorrow morning you will pack your things and go back to your mother's house. I need space to think. Babatunde, you can't send me away with the baby now. And who says I am sending you with him? I am sending you alone. He's safer here with me. Aramide knelt down, begging. Babatunde, please, don't do this. You are my husband. But he turned and walked out. Aramide sat on the floor, crying until she slept off. She slept in that position all night. By morning, Babatunde had packed her bag for her, placed her phone and some small cash on top. I already called a Kiki for you, and I informed your mother too. Aramide stood outside her house with swollen eyes. She looked up at the sky and shook her head. So this is how my marriage ends because of sleep? She entered into the Kiki slowly like a defeated warrior and kept sniffing the whole ride. The Kiki driver didn't even ask what was wrong. He just increased his music volume to avoid drama. When she arrived at her mother's compound, she came down quietly, wiped her eyes, and knocked on the gate. Mama, it's me, your daughter. From inside the house, Mama Aramide shouted, Go back to your husband. This is my own husband's house. Mama, he sent me away. Good. Then go back and beg him. Aramide was shocked. She shouted even louder, Mama, I don't have anywhere to go. Just let me in for today. I can sleep on the floor. Of course, you can sleep on the floor now. That is your favorite place. Mama, please, I have changed. Her mother opened the door slightly. Really? So how many hours have you stayed awake today? Aramide looked down. About 2.5. Then come back when you reach 6 hours, she said and slammed the gate. Aramide stood there like a chicken caught in the rain. She looked left, looked right, sat on her bag, and began to cry. God, I am finished. Oh, even my own mother chased me away. Where will I go? She wandered for hours like a refugee. That night, she found a wooden bench outside one local mama put joint and sat there. She tried to sleep, but for the first time in her life, sleep refused to come. The ground was too hard, and the night was too cold. Mosquitoes even formed a choir above her head. She covered herself with a wrapper and promised, If I survive this night, I swear I will change. Morning soon came, and Aramide looked like Nanny McPhee. Her eyes were swollen, her hair scattered like barbed wires, and her lips cracked. As she dragged herself along the road, she noticed a wooden signboard near a gate. Night security guard wanted. No sleeping. Standing job. 12-hour shift. She blinked twice. No sleeping? Ah, na weo. She almost walked past it, but something pulled her back. She turned and read it again. No sleeping. She looked up at the sky. God, are you saying something to me? Is this what they call divine punishment? But then she sighed. Well, maybe this is what I need. Oh. She knocked on the gate, and a tall man with a wide stomach came out. Who you dey find? I saw the sign. I want to apply. The man looked at her from head to toe. You want to be security? You dey craze. I am serious. I can do it. I need this job, please. The man looked suspicious. You look like person way fit do night duty? Aramide raised her hand. I promise, I can do it. After some questioning and one tiny interview in the manager's office, they gave her a shirt, a whistle, and a flash torch that looked like it came from 1972. Your shift starts tonight. 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. No sitting down, no nodding, no dozing. If you sleep for 1 second, you are gone. That night, Aramide arrived early. She wore her uniform and stood at the gate like a soldier. The first 3 hours were fine. She even whistled well and paced back and forth confidently. But by midnight, Walla began. Her legs were vibrating, and her eyes were blinking like faulty traffic lights. She started singing to stay awake. She danced and marched around. She chewed bitter cola. She slapped herself. She put her feet in cold water. By 3 a.m., she started praying loudly, "Lord, hold my eyelids. Arrest my backbone. Slap me if I bend." At one point, she even tied a rubber band to her hand and kept snapping it to feel pain. Some night guards from the next compound came to mock her. "See, Madam Security-o, how far na?" But Aramide hissed, "Face your shift. I am not here for nonsense, please." One of them laughed and said, "Who even give you torch? You see any woman for here?" But Aramide didn't reply again. She had only one mission, to conquer sleep. And slowly she did. Day by day she got stronger. She stood for 12 hours with no chair, no sleep, and no sympathy. By the end of the first month, she had dropped 5 kilograms. Her skin had become pale from stress, but her mind was sharp like a blade. One morning, she looked into the mirror and said, "Kai, I am no longer Aramide the sleeper. I am now Aramide the watcher." She also started saving her money, eating less and planning more. 2 months later, she gathered courage, went back to her mother's house, and knocked on the gate. Her mother came out and folded her arms. "You again? Mama, please hear me out. I have changed. You've said that before, Aramide. What is new this time?" "No, Mama. This time I can prove it." She showed her cracked heels, her black security boots, and her security ID card. "I have not slept in peace for 60 days, Mama." Her mother's eyes widened. "Really?" "Yes, Mama. I now know the value of staying awake. I now understand how careless I have been." Her mother stepped aside and said, "Come in, my daughter. You have really graduated." After Mama Aramide welcomed her back into the house, Aramide didn't rest. Literally, she couldn't. Rest was now her enemy. She cleaned the compound before sunrise, washed her mother's clothes, cooked, fetched water, swept the gutter, and even helped the neighbors. Her mother was confused. "Aramide, are you running for House of Assembly?" "No, Mama. I am just practicing for my second chance." "Ah, but you hardly sleep again, oh. What happened?" Aramide smiled. "Sleep left me when I realized what I lost." That night, she sat with her mother and said, "Mama, I want to go and beg Babatunde, but I don't want to go empty-handed." That is a good plan. You need to beg with action, not just tears." And so, the next day, Aramide went to the market with her small savings. She bought some baby clothes, baby formula, and a new set of plates because she had broken almost all the old ones while sleeping through cooking. Then she went to Babatunde's house. She stood at the gate and took a deep breath. Knock, knock, knock. The gates opened slowly, and Babatunde stepped out. She greeted him humbly. "Good evening." Babatunde frowned. "What are you doing here?" "I came to beg again, but this time I brought proof." "I don't want your tears and promises, Aramide. Not tears today, I promise. Just truth." She opened her bag and brought out her security ID card. "I work night shifts, 12 hours straight. No chair, no sleep. Rain has beaten me. Mosquitoes have feasted on me. I have stayed awake every night since you sent me away." Babatunde looked at the card and laughed. "You? Security? You a day sleep like broken wall clock. I did it because I had to fight for my life before I lose everything. I nearly lost my baby, and you too." Babatunde didn't say anything. She then stepped forward and held out the baby things she bought. "I bought this for Junior. Please, Let me see him. Babatunde hesitated, and then went in. He came back holding little Junior. As soon as Junior saw Aramide, he started kicking excitedly. Aramide ran and carried him with tears in her eyes. My Juju, my Bobo, my sweet potato. Babatunde stood and watched the scene quietly. After a moment, he said, Junior misses you, and I do too, but I am scared. Aramide nodded. I understand, but please, give me one chance to earn your trust. I am ready to serve this marriage like NYSC. Babatunde smiled. Go and greet my mother. She's inside. Aramide almost fainted with joy. You mean I can come in? Don't over-celebrate yet, before I change my mind. Aramide rushed in, hugging Junior. Mama Babatunde was sitting in the living room, sipping tea and watching Africa Magic. When Aramide knelt down in front of her, Mama, good evening. I have come to beg you with clean hands and clean spirits. Mama Babatunde stared at her calmly. Are you ready to wake up in life now? Yes, Mama. My eyes are now sharp. Even a pin cannot pass without me noticing. So you are done with your sleeping ministry? I have left the ministry already, Mama. I have joined the Department of Action. Mama smiled. All right, stand up. Go and sweep the backyard. Let me test your new spirit. Aramide stood up sharply. Mama, say no more. I will sweep this whole compound to the neighbor's fence without blinking. The next few days were like final exams for Aramide. She woke up early, made breakfast, did devotion, cleaned the house, changed diapers, and managed Babatunde's schedule like a professional PA. Babatunde watched quietly. Every day, he waited for her to fall back into her old ways. But she didn't. One evening, he came back from work to meet the house clean. Food was ready, and Junior was asleep. Aramide was not sleeping, though. She was in the kitchen, chopping vegetables and singing praise songs. Babatunde entered quietly and hugged her from behind. You've done well. Aramide gasped. You scared me. I've been watching you, Aramide. I wanted to be sure it wasn't just acting. Babatunde, I am no longer a movie. I am now a real-life episode. He laughed. I am proud of you, Aramide. You fought sleep and won. You fought for this home. Aramide beamed with pride. Thank you for giving me another chance. You earned it, Babatunde said. That night, Aramide slept peacefully beside her husband, not because she was lazy, but because she had worked and fought for her place. She had graduated from the Lazy Wife Academy with distinction, and even the spirit of sleep had packed its bags and left her soul permanently. Thank you for watching this story. Kindly share your thoughts about the story with me in the comments section. What lessons did you learn from the story? Kindly share the story out with your loved ones. Give the story a thumbs up also, and subscribe to this channel if you've not done so by now. Until I bring another story your way, bye.
Hello, friends. It's your personal person, Cha. Thank you for watching and for being a part of this family. Please like and subscribe for more wisdom tales. See you in the next video. Hello, friends. It's your personal person,